What's up everyone, welcome back. Today I have another video, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys a very cool no setup card trick at all. You can do it immediately when you have a deck of cards, and it is pretty cool. But just wanted to say one thing before we move on to the performance is, if you're watching today's video and you are not yet subscribe right now guys. We are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. We are more than halfway, and I really am trying to hit that amazing milestone before June, which I think is totally doable. We just need a few more. So if you're not yet subscribe, share the channel with your friends and family, because I really do want to do those 2 giveaways once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So let's get on to today's performance. Okay, so here I have a deck of cards, as you can see, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it to the spectators so they can give it a few shuffles just like so, and maybe even a few cuts just like this and like this, because like I said, this is a complete no setup card trick, so it does not matter which order the deck is in. Once the spectator is done shuffling the cards, I'm gonna go ahead and take them from them and show them that they are all mixed up as they did. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in a second is I'm gonna make 6 piles right here, 3 and 3, and they're each gonna have 5 cards in them. So 5 cards in those 6 piles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, as you can see, I have 6 piles here, and they each have 5 cards in them. Now here I put aside a few cards, and these were the cards that I was left with. I'm gonna go ahead, hand this to the spectator so they can also give these a few falls, some cuts and shuffles just like this. And in a second I'm gonna have them select any 2 cards. So let's say they select this one here and this one here. Okay, so I'm gonna take them out just like this. The rest of the cards we will not be needing, so I'll put them aside. Now I do not want to look at these 2 cards, so in a second I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you these 2 cards, and I'm going to have you memorize them. They'll be on the screen so you won't have to struggle to memorize them. So I'm going to do that right now. Right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the spectator select any pile here. Let's say they go for this one here. I'll place 1 card there. They choose another pile, this one here. Perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick up those piles. So those 2 cards are somewhere in the center. I do not know where they are, and I don't know what those 2 cards are. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make this pile into 2 piles just like this. Okay, just like this, into 2 piles, separating that 1 pile. So those 2 cards could be either on the left pile or on the right pile. I don't know which one they are in. All right, gonna go ahead and square them up just like so. And I'm just going to wave my hand over, and I'm just going to try to guess what pile those 2 cards are in. I think they're in this pile, so since they're not in this pile, I'm going to go ahead and remove these cards and put them aside. Now I have this deck of cards right here. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to go ahead and make this pile into 2 piles just like this. And again, like the first time, those 2 cards could either be on the left pile or the right pile. I do not know. I'm gonna wave my hand. I feel the same thing. I feel like it's in this pile. I'm gonna remove this one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that once more, or maybe another time. I'm gonna feel again. Okay, I think they have switched spots. Now they're on this pile, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one. And for the last and final time, again, I'm feeling like last time, so I think they're again in this pile, and I'm gonna remove these ones here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring back the rest of the deck that I had put aside right here. And as you can see, they are all facing down. I really want you to genuinely see that they are all facing down. No face-up cards whatsoever. Just like this. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over, and I'm going to place those 2 cards in there. 1 right there and 1 right there. So I'm going to spread the cards, and as you see, there's 1 face down, as well as another 1 face down. Right, and with the snap my fingers, those 2 cards will turn into those 2 cards that are on the screen right now, which were your cards. One right here one right here, the 2 of clubs, and the 9 of spades. So that is today's trick. Hopefully you guys like it, and let's get on to the tutorial. Okay everyone, so that was the performance of that cool card trick. If you guys did like it, make sure to drop a like on today's video. And after you have done that, here's the tutorial. It's pretty simple. All you're going to be needing is a normal deck of cards. That is it. Normal deck of cards, and you're ready to learn how to do this pretty cool trick. So you're going to go ahead and start off by handing the deck to the spectator so they could give it a few cuts and shuffles, because again, this is a no setup card trick whatsoever, so there's no setup required to amaze the spectator. Okay, so once they are done shuffling the cards, you can go ahead, take it from them, turn them over and show them that they are mixed up, as they can see, just like that. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and deal 6 piles, and they're each going to have 5 cards in them, just like this. So 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 and 5, 5. And once you have done that, you should be left with a few cards just like how I have here. Put those aside for a little bit because you'll be needing them in a second. Then from here, what I like to do is I go ahead and pick up every single pile and square them up, because just to make them look neater, because right now they look kind of a mess. So once you have done that, you're going to go ahead and pick up those pack of cards that you have put aside, hand it to the spectator, and they're going to give those a shuffle just like how I'm doing now. And maybe even a few cuts if they like. And because you did that, because you're going to have them select the card and you want them to really know that the pile is shuffled just like this. So you go ahead, tell the spectator, pick any 2 cards, a completely free choice for them. Let's say they choose these 2 right here. I'll jog them just like this. Take those out. The rest of the pile that you have in your hand, you will not be needing, so put it aside for now. So for you, when you're doing this for your family or friends, whatever, you do not want to look at the cards at all. The only person that's going to know is the spectator. Okay, in the performance, you do not want to see those cards. So what you're going to want to do is you can turn around, show the cards to the spectator, and they're going to memorize them. Okay, so in this case, it's the tutorial, so it doesn't really matter. So here, the spectator will be memorizing that it is the Queen of Clubs as well as the 3 of Hearts. They can write it down, but for you, it'll be on the screen right now. 3 of Clubs and 3 of Hearts. But for you, they'll be facing down just like this. And you're going to go ahead and tell the spectator, pick any pile that I have here. Let's say they pick this pile, and place one of their cards right there. And then you're going to say, pick another pile for your last card. Let's say they pick this one right here. You place their last card right on top. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to memorize what pile you put their card on top. So in this case, I'll be memorizing this pile here, as well as this one right here. Okay, memorize those 2 piles, because you'll be needing it in a little bit. Do not forget them. So I'll be memorizing these 2 right here. Okay, and once you're ready to stack them, you do it in a certain order, but not really in an order. Okay, so that's when the 2 piles that you memorize are going to come into play. Okay, so you can go ahead and pick up any random pile that is not their card on top. In this case, this one here, and you're going to go ahead and place it on top of one of their piles that has their card on top. So I'm going to go with this one. Pick up another pile that does not have their card and place it right on top of that same pile with their card on. Okay, now you should have 2 piles left and 1 pile with their card on top. Place those 2 right on top, right? So what I did there is I had 2 piles with their cards on top, and 2 other piles went right on top. At this point, doesn't really matter what pile goes right on top or at the bottom. Doesn't matter, whatever you choose. And from here, I'm gonna just go ahead and take this pile and split it into 2 piles. Okay, so at this point, it is completely your choice if you want to start dealing on the left side or the right side, but you're gonna also want to memorize this part. Okay, so if you start dealing from the left side and then go to the right and then left and right, then those 2 cards will be left at the end on the left side, because you started with the left side. If you start at the right side, then at the end those 2 cards will be on the right pile. So it's completely your choice. Memorize what side you started. So in this case, I'll start with the left side, and I'm gonna go ahead and start dealing left, right. And as I do this, I'm gonna tell the spectator, your 2 cards could be on any of the 2 piles, just like that. Once you are done, you go ahead and square them up, and again, you memorize what side you started on. I started on the left side, so my cards will be on the left side right here. And you could go ahead and do like a magical wave and something and say, I'm gonna detect with my hand, and I'm feeling that your card is not on this pile. And obviously you already know because you started dealing on the left side and 100% sure that your card will be on the left side. So you go ahead and remove the pile that the 2 cards are not on, and you go ahead and put them aside since you will be needing them. So 100% sure that their 2 cards are in here. Then you go ahead and start dealing again. You could go ahead and start off with the left or the right, whatever you like. This time I'm gonna switch it up with the right. So right, left, right, left, just like this. Okay? Then you tell the spectator, I'm gonna detect it again. I feel that their card have switched, so they are not in this pile, they are in this pile. But again, since you start on the right, they are in the right pile. You go ahead and do that. This time I want to continue with the right side. You go ahead and do it, completely your choice. Detect, it's the same spot, so you remove this pile. And then for the last time, you want to switch it up or stay in the same spot, whatever you like. I'm gonna switch it up. They are switched again. They are on the left. And then from here, you should be left with 2 cards, right? And from here, you could go immediately tell the spectator, name your cards, and turn them over, and they will be their cards. But what I like to do is I like to bring back those rest of the cards, show them that they are all facing down, because they truly are. Turn it over, place those 2 cards in there facing down, and show them that if you spread to the cards, it should be 2 facing down cards. And what I like to do is say, name your card, turn it over, and then you spread to the cards and show them that they are their cards, okay? So it's completely your choice, however you like to reveal the cards. That's just something I like to do. It's kind of pointless, but I like to do it anyways. So that's basically how you do today's trick. It's a pretty cool trick. So thank you guys all for watching. Really do appreciate it. And subscribe, like, ring the bell. Peace out.